Vampire facials. Lasting benefit or just overpriced microneedling? I am wondering if vampire facials correct issues with the skin, like loss of subcutaneous fat, firmness, collagen, etc., or if it just provides a temporary effect. How much better is it than microneedling alone? How deep do the needles go for facials? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. You submitted your question without a photo, but essentially you're asking, is a vampire facial that effective in terms of its relative impact on particular areas such as subcutaneous fat, and we want to know, is it really enhancing the benefit of microneedling, or is it so-called overpriced microneedling? Well, this is a very good question, and certainly one that deserves clarification so that you understand what the limits of this procedure is. A little bit of background: I'm a board-certified cosmetic surgeon and fellowship-trained oculofacial, plastic, and reconstructive surgeon. I've been in practice in Manhattan and Long Island for over 20 years. I've been a member of the Vampire Facelift Network for many years, and I've been a resource for the media periodically whenever the topic of the vampire facelift and vampire facial arises, particularly a few years ago when a famous individual got the vampire facial and it made a lot of news. So I think that you're hitting a very important question by asking about subcutaneous fat. I think that one of the challenges of communication with our patients as aesthetic physicians, aesthetic surgeons, is the limits of what you can do from the outside to help things on the inside. When people look at themselves, they see lines, they see wrinkles. And what they don't necessarily appreciate is the volume loss that is associated and underlying those lines and wrinkles. It has been shown on study after study the significant loss of bone, muscle, and fat that characterizes facial aging. Yet, the cosmetics industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry selling hope in a jar, basically selling creams. People believe in so many of the miraculous effects of creams. Well, also close to that is the perception about facials. The different kind of facials are promoted, and certainly the concept of needling is not new, starting with derma rollers and then to medical microneedling. So what is the limit? Well, the limit is the thickness of the skin. And essentially, when you think of microneedling, whether you're using it in combination, as in the vampire facial, which is microneedling combined with the topical application of PRP, microneedling is basically creating defects in the skin, and it has been broadly categorized under the umbrella of collagen induction therapy. You injure the skin, you stimulate collagen, the skin texture and quality improves. When you use PRP, it improves significantly more. So there isn't necessarily an equivalence between not using PRP or using PRP. In my own observations, the PRP expedites the healing, and it is delivering of PRP into the skin certainly is an advantage to helping skin quality. Now, you asked also in your question about long-lasting. When it comes to skin, there is always a strategy that has to be customized to the individual. And that strategy typically has to do with first addressing particular concerns, wrinkles, discolorations, and texture being the most common. Then beyond that, there has to be a maintenance plan, something that will work with you in terms of treatments in office and skin products. Skin requires maintenance. Now, when you ask the question about subcutaneous fat, I think it's more likely that you will find a solution which addresses the foundation, the deeper parts of the facial volume loss before you do something on the surface. We can do things in combination. It's routine for us to do something such as structural volumizing. Structural volumizing involves the placement of a long-lasting filler, such as a hyaluronic acid in the Juvederm Ultra Plus and Juvederm Voluma family, placing it in the cheeks, the jawline, the chin, and creating essentially a face-lifting type effect. The same patient often needs skincare, and so they would benefit from a procedure such as microneedling, HydraFacial. There are definitely ways to polish the external lasers, Q-switch lasers, fractional lasers, ways to improve the texture of the skin. And I think that a lot of people get frustrated when they try to do something that is limited to working on the outside, when the more dramatic effects are on the benefits can occur from the inside. This doesn't only apply to fine lines and wrinkles. We have patients who come in after having multiple treatments for acne scarring, and by placing volume in the cheek where the scarring may be accentuated, by placing volume at the bone structure level, the acne scars look a lot better. So I think that it's important to get a proper evaluation with the doctor who has extensive experience and come up with a treatment plan that meets your needs and figure out how to best allocate your resources and your time. So I hope that was helpful. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for your question.